All right. What's going on, everyone? Hope you had a great weekend. So this is gonna be a video about Tesla. I'm gonna talk a bit, talk about the chart, some options flow, dark pools a little bit, and overall my thoughts. First of all, short term, I'm not interested right now in anything, to be honest. I mean, you're kind of just looking at the recent trends. We obviously have the uptrend beginning COVID lows, right? Which, in my opinion, a lot of you guys kind of know my thoughts and thesis on this cycle. That COVID kind of initiated a lot of big melt ups in the market. That some of them you can call bubbles that popped already, right? That's partly because of the cash infusion to the economy and the stimulus checks and the ZIRP policy, zero interest rate policy, that kind of was really good for some companies, the tech uh, juggernauts. They can swim in cash and now basically sit on quote unquote free money. And the reason I'm saying it is because it kind of makes the COVID cycle always very interesting. So even if you take COVID lows to all-time highs, right, you can see right now that you're entering the golden pocket of this same cycle. Even if I kind of put back all the other fib levels of this uptrend, and that's going to be on regular, not log. I like to switch. I like to look at both. Depends on the trends. Even though usually, just to be fair, macro-wise, when you kind of look at it, charts and trends, log is the better way to chart it in terms of trading it. But trends happen on any type of charts. It can be logarithmic, it can be linear, it could be, again, up to you, whatever works. Okay, I like to look at everything. So you're just now entering into the golden pocket. So this area between the 160 to 170 is the key area for a trend reversal. So for me, I kind of want to watch. You see what happened last time. You broke below it, kind of a selling climax in end of 2022 and beginning 2023, and claimed it back really fast, right? And we saw the accumulation. Same thing here, if you guys remember. We saw the big time accumulation from what I believed was a market maker. Same in December 2022, same thing here in April 2023, and then we had the beautiful squeeze that played out. My thoughts overall are the same. My price target is 120. I said I did go long at 160. I said I did sell it already because it's popped pretty quick. And even if I'm switching to the daily, I love Tesla to be for what it's worth, right? I personally love Tesla as a company. I think it's a great company. I'm a fan of Elon overall. I just think that it's overvalued. Okay, and it doesn't mean that you know it's a necessarily great short to short the to sell the underlying stock short. But again, many ways to play it, many ways to approach it. That's the beauty of the markets. Okay, so that's what I think. 120 is my price target. I believe that I'll feel way more confident to go long again stock uh, there. And then if we see a beautiful reaction like we had here, I just had to. So what I did here, right? I said 160 and it dropped below. I mean, but personally, I didn't care because it's not like I bought 400, 300. My thesis was to buy long term. But when we had this big move on earnings, right, the recovery, IV here kind of gave us a hint of an opportunity right after the pump here. And then what happened is another big pump with a lot of volume on April 29th, where Tesla went up 15%. That's a crazy move. And obviously, we got a lot of Discord members that kind of played it beautifully, made some amazing money from this trade, went long Tesla. Yeah, so we had a few of them. Anyways, they kind of really went on course utilizing the analysis from the Discord. So beautiful job, awesome job as always. Love seeing it. And Tesla gonna remain a stock we follow a lot and watch a lot. But you gotta pick and choose the battles here, right? We gotta pick and choose. It can be only a few times a year that he gives us this type of, thousands of percentages on options. We can't fall in love in those type of trades. I say it all the time in Discord. You gotta be mindful to the timing and where we at in the markets. So right now, for me, it's on big watch. Not interested in doing anything short term. Now, in terms of the levels, again, as I've said, the macro, this is the all-time trend golden pocket, right? Which means basically all-time lows to all-time highs. We had a touch of the golden ratio back here. Beautiful, kind of a morning star, not really, but you know what I mean. Like the reversal that looked here back in May 2023, the squeeze that played out. Another pretty bullish reversal happened on the weekly on April, mid end of April, and we got the pump. and rejected again. And then you can look at dark pools and see that a lot of the liquidity that was traded through dark pools in the past month, right? I'm making this video right now at Sunday, May 12th. So let's say the last few weeks, we had I'm gonna only kind of focus on either a lot of volume on big blocks. So let's do above 100 million here, 194 level, right? 500,000 shares. That you had, then you had another one here, 700,000 shares. Another one here, big one, 1.6 million shares traded at the 179 level, May 7th. Okay, that's 179. And another one here, 840,000, which again, it's $145 million in one block, 173. So you see that the liquidity is basically, I would say the volume kind of favored a lot of big activity after the pump. So usually it means that I could be taking profits, could be short sellers. Again, it's less about trying to understand exactly what it is and more about utilizing it to the chart. So when you see a lot of this type of flow with a lot of options flow, they just look like a lot of profit taking, especially what options did, that really got pumped a lot because of the volatility involved, right? On Tesla, if we go to the daily after in this zone, then yeah, it kind of led to drawdown and more downside, which I wouldn't be surprised to see. Okay, now I will say that I still see tons of bulls, and I will say that I still think that you got bulls have a lot of potential in May, June, quarter three, basically. Still, they still have a lot of potential. Not something I would bet on. Again, kind of fill the gap here already. So just want to watch. It's going to be a great time to watch to see if the bulls, because you do have bulls starting to enter in the past few trading days. And they don't care about, they're not degenerate like us, right? They're not trying to trade options short term. They're not trying to, like, they move. When I'm talking about bulls and bears, I'm talking about the big dogs of the market, like hundreds of millions, tens of millions, even if it's millions, some of them could be retail. But it's the timing of a lot of flow that I'll just talk about in a second, options flow, was kind of telling to chill with Tesla. So yeah, that's what we had in terms of the dark pools. These levels were kind of active, and all of these levels are obviously above where we at right now. It's trading at 168. Now going to options flow. All right, I'm gonna put back the weekly and I'm gonna switch to log here just to kind of look at the charts. This is what we got right now. Okay, obviously had bearish 2 weeks, bearish week after a bullish 2 weeks, right? Plus 14%, then another plus 7%, but obviously a week that ended red with a bearish look to end the week. And then you saw more downside. And that's why this is a beautiful area for me to watch. If you do see more downside, it kind of just means that, you know, you got more selling, and then eventually it will become, in my opinion, oversold as always. And Tesla short term could present another long opportunity. I do see the case, as I've said, for a short Tesla trade here. Absolutely. Just not personally interested. I feel like there are a lot of other opportunities in the market. Making a Tesla video as I promised to you guys. So that's where we're gonna focus on now. A lot of arbitrage trades. Okay, this is gonna be filtered above $10 million. I guess I can even go only above $1 million in premium. And still, you're gonna see a lot. I feel like we had an interesting trade actually. The last one entered in the end of right. Yeah, here you go. Boom. In the last minute of Friday, this past Friday, the 175 puts for May 31st, which is a weekly chain, 19 days to DTE, and pretty high delta. So these are all they're mainly upside. 73% of them are upside, and you kind of look at this contract and it obviously looks like it's in an uptrend. So it could be buyers here back in May 9th, which was Thursday. And you kind of look at the open interest, hasn't really translated much. Maybe intra day trading could be, maybe, yeah. Anyways, you're just looking at this and you kind of see the big volume that entered on Friday. So I do want to see open interest. I do want to see if it goes up by a lot, you know, above 1,500, 2,000. And if it happens, I feel like these are indeed put buyers that possibly entering short through options because they don't want to short the underlying stock, which is smart in my opinion. You just go long in the money puts to short the to play downside, right? So for them, as long as Tesla remains below 175, if indeed these are put buyers, they're profiting out of this trade, and then it's going to be something to follow, maybe when they close, when they roll, whatever, right? But that's just interesting because it's literally from the last minute of Friday. And you can see that the fill was mainly ask side, and even the one that on the bid, it's probably going to be a different exchange. Yeah, different exchange, probably in kind of on a wider spread when the ask popped. So I feel like it's a lot of fills that are buyers of these puts. Now, going now above $10 million for Tesla. Again, as I've said, tons of arbitrage, so you gotta filter. You know, Tesla is one of those big names that it can get so confusing for people to just follow those big mega cap names every day, every week, solely on flow. So you gotta focus on the ones that you feel like helping you to actually read price action. This is something we've been following always on the Discord, right? The call writers. We've seen a lot of them on Coinbase and MicroStrategy, the big crypto names. Same as Tesla though. And these dudes, they are on May 2nd, boom. That's a closing position. Obviously, you can tell easily by the open interest going down by more than 4,000 contracts, right? And look at the timing, May 2nd. That's here. So let me go to the 14 days RAM. You had a big volume here, right at the top, April 29th, over here, which could be easily core sellers. You just look at this red candle, and it obviously means that it bid side, right? So they probably sold tons of calls. They made some decent money out of it. And then you had this crayon here of candles, which is this one. Could actually be this short calls, 962 average closing, 218. Makes a lot of sense. Took profits. Okay, nice. I didn't see this one. But okay, beautiful. Okay. I know what it did. So they actually probably bought to close back those. So you can easily tell by open interest. And sold to open the 175 when the stock was 179.95. So when Tesla traded 180, let me go back to the daily. When Tesla traded 180, right? They sold the 175 in the money calls for July monthly OPEX. OPEX is obviously options expiration. They did it on May 2nd when it was 180. So they did it here. They sold here 175 and look at the stock now. It's below 175. So another great trade, obviously, right? Look at the open interest. You can easily tell that these are the short calls that entered here. So now you want to say, okay, maybe they're closing again. Maybe they're rolling again. So it's something, again, that you want to watch. I do it personally because I enjoy it, because that's how I trade. That's what's been helpful for me to trade and invest in the market. That's how we do it in Flow Trading Discord. But that's going to be something we're probably going to watch more. If these dudes, maybe they closed on Friday before the weekend, heading into a week with a CPI and PPI and, you know, kind of bigger data, so kind of to reduce risk to close this position. But regardless, that's what they've been doing, and they've been profitable every time, shorting calls, right? So that's going to be something to follow. Then if you go bigger, above $100 million only, that's gonna just show you the options dealers and market makers and maybe the big funds, but the ones that most likely will move market. So some puts are relevant. Most of it is arbitrage, so I'm not even interested in looking much, to be honest. And this is gonna scare a lot of people that are bullish on Tesla. But I'm just telling you what I see. I'm just reading flow, okay? And what I see here is basically 105 calls for December 2026 long-term position that was opened on April 17. Yep, here you go. So maybe some call buyers entered here, $50 million. That's a lot. You gotta see it's a multi-leg. You need to see what the spread is. Maybe it's a roll leg as well. But this one, what I'm gonna focus on. They sold to open, allegedly, 30,000 contracts when open interest was only 11. So that's obviously unusual. $245 million. So don't tell me someone doesn't know something here, okay? They did it on April 17, held it throughout the upside. That, in my opinion, we saw shorts covering here, which kind of led us. We saw shorts covering before earnings. I just never play earnings, right? But then kind of it made a lot of our members kind of remain bullish short term for a quick trade, and that's why this was an amazing upside trade on calls or stock. I just longed stock and sold ton of calls, so you know, to each their own how you play. I don't care if you're long, I don't care if you're short, to be right, like personally, just for to clarify things. I just want us all to make money. Not permabulls, not permabears here, just perma flow, perma money here. We want to be on the right side of the trade and keep trying to analyze it. So with that being said, this dude's selling calls from April 17, which is here, right? And you could say maybe they got squeezed, but they didn't, because stock has been going down after the pump we had in end of April, and they're still holding. So they know what's up. In my opinion, they know what's up. For them, if Tesla goes below 105, they make a lot of money. And they got all the way to December 2026 to do that. They could roll this position. You could see another dealer, options dealer or a market maker open a new position, maybe even a long one. They're going to squeeze them. Again, markets are dynamic. It's going to change often, but for now, that's why I remain bearish overall on the macro on Tesla. While looking at levels and smaller flow to kind of potentially play maybe, short-term direction. But for now, as I've said, I'm not interested short-term. I do see Tesla going down eventually much lower. Again, I like the company, I love the company, but I just think the current valuation makes no sense. Personally, I don't mind being proven wrong. I'm not short the stock, so I'll root for longs. But because I always naturally root for longs. But to be clear, if Tesla goes to my price target 120, no one should be surprised in my opinion. Historically, Tesla is a stock that's been squeezing a lot of shorts. So you gotta see. You obviously got the story of automation right now and robotics that kind of taking a bit of the fact that Tesla is a car company. As I said many times, over 80% of the revenue literally comes from selling cars. So when they reduce the prices of their cars and over 80% of their revenue comes from selling cars, then just it's simple math. They're going to lose a lot of money. They're going to lose growth this year. Margins will shrink. So again, it's the fundamental story kind of goes well with what the flow says here overall. So we'll keep following flow. We'll keep looking. That's what I say right now. Again, yeah, if you are interested in short term, that's what I'm gonna end here the video with. I'm gonna do straight out the lows of January 2023, February retracement here to the highs of July 2013. The last time we kind of got rejected from this red trend line, which is more on the general. So I guess we can kind of take it like this. Yeah, it looks better. See on log. Because then we had a touch back in all-time highs, right? November 2021, then again January 2022, April 2022, July 2023, December 2023, when a lot of people kind of wanted to turn bullish here because they thought it's going to break out, but no, bears still had the position. Same thing is happening here. So after the big upside, people turn bullish. It's not the time. You want to buy when others are fearful and sell when others are greedy. When it comes to obviously trading this juggernaut of a stock, which is literally the most heavily options traded stock in the market. Okay, so I can't argue going long stock long term. Honestly, I like the company. I can't argue going short the stock. I just have no interest here to trying to do anything short term. That's me. As always, I'll update you guys if I see anything. Obviously, in the Discord, we'll talk about it daily or on streams, and we'll post flow and charts and our analysis always, so everyone can kind of stay updated with it. Whether you work 9 to 5 and don't have even time for the markets, you can as always just watch the streams and just check on specific Tesla updates. Just search in the Discord Tesla and you'll find a lot of updates. And yeah, guys, that's where we're at. These are the levels I would watch if you're interested short term. You got rejected from the 0.382 here last week. This week you broke below the 0.5, so you're kind of possibly gonna test the 150s again, right? Or maybe like the low 160s, which you're kind of close to it. So I'll say 153.7 is the golden ratio. So overall, you don't have to touch it. The 0.5 to golden ratio is an area overall of strong reversals as well, with a lot of trend changes. So also that's what I'm saying. This is a great area to watch. Watch the chart, watch flow, watch volume, and yeah, that's it, guys. I hope it helped. I'll update you guys if I see anything. And good luck this week. Much love, anyone who watched, listened to this video. Appreciate you guys. Check my pinned post, by the way, guys. If you're interested in the Discord, we're gonna close entries for new signups next week. We're gonna have a wait list to join. So obviously, anyone who's in right now is in and locked in for life, as long as staying, obviously. But yeah, we're gonna focus on. We want to focus on quality over quantity. We got a lot of new members that joined. We want to focus on them, obviously. So if you still want to join us, feel free to do that. My pinned post should have all the details. And that's it. Much love. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you around on X. Peace out.